One since the French Grand Prix. Will that be something? As they're underway, and Martin again gets a brilliant launch. The first 50 metres, and he's out yesterday in the Grand Prix through the turn 6 onto this backstretch.
He's in really good position for the latter half of this race.
Looking further down the order, the big mover.
Well, though, because Bagnaia was like literally by the end of the seconds, you start to overthink it ever so slightly.
Someone's had a crash. Someone's had a crash. Not quite sure who that is.
Bastianini's heart rate is up because this is an uncomfortable position for him. The early
position was perfect.
Yeah, as it always is. Like literally, when you say he could run
back into turn 5, it's a classic at Misano, and all the while Enea Bastianini watching on the problem. And again, he takes a bit of a wide line to get the cutback, so he's got the drop. Bad changes of the lead. Oh, another track limits excursion there for Jorge Martin. Down into La Quercia, he levels Bagnaia. Is he going to run wide? Not on this occasion.
More alongside, so he didn't have to do that, let's say, more than lunge pass, and he was able to. Bagnaia thought he's going to accelerate, go wide, I'll get back past, but no, not to be.
Wow. So now, from his teammate Enea Bastianini, Bastianini would make a move.
Come out 4th, but he just plays it perfect. Does the cutback.
Oh. Is it going to be enough? Are the tyres going to go off in the latter stages?
They are going to got similar-ish riding styles, the way they use their small frame.
Bastianini's bike's turning well, really well. He's got what he needs.
Probably talking about 5 inches, but on such a fast corner, if you miss it by that much, you're going to say Pecco there when you went.
I did for a moment because it was clearly someone close by. 21st, that promotes Marc Marquez to 4th, Bezzecchi to 5th.
Yeah, and you to the fastest part of the track. Essentially, what will have happened is then
remember Pecco Bagnaia crashing out there 3 years ago, handing the title to Fabio Quartararo, and Marquez and Bezzecchi are matching Bagnaia.
Yeah,
he's 2.4 behind. But
the issues physically, by the way, no. I've spoken to the team, and not that they're going to tell me anything.
It's a bit of a tricky one that when you don't quite finish off the corner. You just race winners this year.
Race winners this year, like literally where we've seen in the past. Quartararo, agreed. But the fact that Bagnaia, again, I can't believe I'm going to be saying this.
Moments. He's got trouble here with Bagnaia.
Yeah. Let's look at the lap time.
Jorge Martin has a track limits warning now hanging over his head, and still 14 and a half
races in 7 weekends, or 12 races in 7 weekends, I should say.
Yeah, true. That part of the world yesterday, so hopefully everything's okay when we get over to the island next. 13 and a half to go, but Martin's in control. The question mark will.
Yeah,
he's forced his way through,
which is that's
more
him,
than once.
That's him, though.
There it is, out of that final corner. The gap before this race,
and that run of laps we saw him doing at the start of the race, he couldn't get lower than
himself. There's some work to do. He's 3.3
coming back.
Down.
He's coming back.
This occasion as Martin comes out that final corner.
Do it. He's fully now under control, and now he's in full attack mode. Just set the fastest.
Well, Mark, we've seen it marking on the left-hand side of tyres.
Incredible race. If Bagnaia works his way past these two to win it, that you have to fear that he's over the limit. He's throwing everything at it
today. But his title rival, Jorge Martin, very close to track limits as well there. 31.4 it was for Martin.
But for the first time now, Bagnaia's within 2 seconds of the leader.
Have a track limits warning hanging over him, and when you are starting to push, when just his entry speed is that much quicker than Martin.
Yeah, slightly quicker on entry.
Okay, Bastianini trying to set one up down into Tramonto. They got really close.
He rides away. He's able to save that rear tyre. Normally he gets stronger. He's going to have a look on the flip-flop. No, not quite close enough, but he's setting it up for the next.
Behind, it's not Bagnaia, is it? It is! Pecco Bagnaia has crashed out of 3rd place in his own.
That's what happens.
0 points for Bagnaia today, just as MotoGP this year. The independent team could be beating the factory bike.
And how
towards the final corner now. He's still piling the pressure on.
A few years ago, he followed Bagnaia around and tried a couple of times. It's
defending.
Yeah, but with 5 laps to go, you can't defend for 5 laps.
Not from Enea Bastianini.
Eventually, you are going to get past, because what happens, it compromises your exit. So eventually,
again, Martin firing it at the apex. Bastianini's lining into Tramonto. This is surely the place for Bastianini. He just looks to have
as clean as possible.
Here we go again.
Yeah, borderline a little bit dirty, but
right behind. And Bastianini, he has got so much more pace, hasn't he? Through
look at the limit. Bastianini's bike.
As far as the championship is concerned,
lap time for slow. Now
wants to be. Look at him, not allowing that.
Team wide, missed the apex there.
Bastianini's getting close.
Now or never, and it's now go.
He's gone.
Oh,
it's touched him.
It's a racing incident.
Last lap, you've got to expect that someone's going to on this evening. There'll be a lot of talk about the move that did it for Enea Bastianini to take.
That's what I mean.
I mean, the contact is minimal, isn't it? Really,
it's minimal.
This race is from Martin. This is the moment we saw the place, we saw the mistake yesterday, but all safely through on this occasion. Bagnaia number 1, Martin number 89. As it stands,
lagi buat video. Ini HP-nya nih. Tadi matiin dulu. Nggak usah makan duduk, nggak usah tidur, karena duduk sekarang nonton. Ngapain gitu? Tidak balap. Ini yang gelangnya nih, yang warna merah, Kakak dukung yang mana? Yang warna ungu. Yang warna biru. Ada tuh jauh di warna biru sana, nomor 7 dia. Ini ya dukung ini yang warna merah.